Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and yes, I am here with Project 2 for Kat Scrappiness. We've got lots of die cutting going on with this. It's going to be a slimline, and we're going to do some blending and layering of these die cuts. So as always, I've taken care of all of my die cutting off camera, and I'm going to show you all of the assembling. Yes. So for this project here, I am going to be using the layered tulip bouquet die set, the Slimline film strip border die, and the rainbow egg die set. And I'm going to be using the small size egg for this project. So I've cut the egg 6 times, and I am going to layer that up upon itself 3 times. And I'm going to do that for 2 eggs. I've also cut from the tulip different colors of cardstock, but the primary means that I'm going to use to shade is going to be my inks. Now, I'm using the dye inks. These are not the distress inks, or these are not the oxide inks. I'm using the regular distress inks. Kitsch Flamingo, Shaded Lilac, Evergreen Bow, Wild Honey, and Mowed Lawn. So I'm using here my blending brushes, and I don't care what this blend looks like. I mean, I'm not looking for a smooth transition. I'm just looking to get this color down. I'm looking to get as much color as I can. But I am not worried about the smooth transition in this blend. And you will see why very shortly. Yay! So now I'm going to use, if I have a purple cardstock, I'm going to use the Shaded Lilac. I'm going to layer up these tulip pieces the way that I saw them, needing to be layered. And then I'm going to do that with the others. Now, this layered die set for the tulips, you can put as many tulips as you want. I chose to go with 3. That's because the way that I layered the leaves and the stem portion. I've got all of this layering going on here. I offset them, and you'll see that. So I only chose to put 3. Again, I only chose 3 too because odd numbers, when it comes to a design, at least for me, is more appealing to the eye. Okay, so we always go with odd numbers. So it's great. We've got the film strip die, which, oh my god, I'm seeing so many projects with this one. That film strip die, there's 3 openings. So we're creating 3 scenes within each of those openings, like you saw. For the bow, I die cut it from a light piece of light pink cardstock and a darker pink. I'm layering them together, but I'm off shifting them. So you're seeing that darker in the background to just give it some shading. And then I am coming in with a little bit of the Kitsch Flamingo just to give it even more shading. Here come the layers for the stems and the leaves. Now I'm going to town. When it comes to mowed lawn, I'm just adding this. I'm just slopping this on. Again, it gives it shading. It gives it dimension and texture. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm just swiping along the top of that. I know the bottom is going to be cut, so I'm not really focused too much on the bottom. I'm putting that first layer down. You can see the darker green cardstock is coming through. Now I'm going to place my blended piece on top of that. So now I've got 3 different looks going on there when it comes to the greens that I've created. Now, what are we going to do with this hideous panel? We are going to, at first we were going to die cut it, and then we're like, no, don't want to do that. So what I actually ended up doing and realized, I came to my senses, I want this to be the background for my 2 eggs. So the only thing that I need to do is just cut the general shape using that die as my guideline. I'm going to take my pieces, make sure I don't lose them, and now I'm going to glue those eggs that I've triple layered on top of this. And then I'm just going to use my scissors and just cut around. So now we have the rainbow egg die. I wanted to put a rainbow in behind it. And I'm just going to make sure that that's adhered, and I'm going to have two different looks. One's going to have a little bit more purple than the other. That's how the different looks are pretty much coming into this. But just waiting for my glue to dry and then cutting around, it's very easily held in place. And then I'm just going to trim so that those edges are not completely seen. And then I'll do that same thing to the second one. And if you heard that gulp, I apologize. Had to take a sip. So those are our 2 eggs. Now, as I said, this is going to be a slimline card. Now, my slimlines are usually 9 out of 10, 3.5 by 8.5. So I just take a piece of cardstock. I cut 4 inches off of it on the long side. That gives me a piece that's 8.5 by 7. And I score along the 7-inch side at 3.5. And then just fold that. I've die cut the film strip 3 times. Again, I want to create these chipboard pieces to give dimension to the card without using one double-sided foam square or double-sided foam tape. Just by multiple cutting your die pieces and layering them will give you the dimension you're looking for. I did grab one oxide, and that was my tumbled glass, and I just wanted to put a little bit of blue in the background, maybe to make it look like a sky. I'm going to set that down, and I did that right onto my card base, and I'm going to place the film strip right on top. Now, I forgot, I wanted to make sure that my pieces are sitting in behind that film strip. So I'm going to real quick mark that, get that set, add a little bit of glue to the bottom, lift that line up very gingerly, and then just tuck those leaves and stems right underneath and add a little bit of glue underneath it, and it'll be fine. Yeah. I'm going to add my tulips to the top. Here I am going to use some foam squares, and here's why. I know I already have dimension, and I didn't have to use them, but the way I layered those leaves, they would have gone crooked, and I didn't want that. So by using those small foam squares, it kind of just allowed them to sit right on top of all of those layers that I already have, because they're crossing over the film strip pieces as well. The eggs, I'm going to trim those down and just nestle them right next to the lines within the film strip, and each one is just going to sit a different way. Going to also make sure I add glue to the back so that it does have that to sit against as well. The bow, we're going to set that towards the base of the tulip stems. I grabbed my white gel pen and I'm just sketching some lines on this just to give it some highlights along the film strip. I do like the look of a white gel pen to add accents. I don't do it enough on the card side. My card paper crafting. I do it in other areas when I do my art journals or doodles or something like that. But I just don't do it enough in the card making side, and I think it is a wonderful tool for embellishment. I've grabbed my wax pencil and my purple gems by Studio Katya, and I know by Pretty Pink Posh, I do apologize, and I am placing those, highlighting the tulips, the bow, and the eggs. Nothing more, just putting those right in the center to make your eye just draw into that. And that is our project number 2 featuring Kat Scrappiness. So I do hope you enjoyed this project as well. Remember, the links to Kat Scrappiness will be down below. Make sure you check it out. She's got some wonderful items there. So many items offered. Very unique items. So please make sure you do check that out. Again, it's just another shop that's out there for us, that's made what we do possible. Think about it, guys. If we don't have these shops, we're not able to do this now, and truly not be able to do this. Between their ideas of stamps and dies, it gives us so many more opportunities. So remember, enjoy, smile, laugh, enjoy this process. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you're creating art, and it is unique. And you will never, I'm just not going to stop saying it to you guys, because I honestly do believe that, and I want to encourage that and make sure that you guys get into your spaces and enjoy. But remember what is most important for me. Always be creative in everything that you do. Take care, guys. Till next time.